Quite some pieces of history for the Mulay family. Now, UNICEF says there will be vaccine syringe shortage globally come next year if efforts to ensure adequate supply and equal distribution is not met. Now, this comes at a time when the African region has failed to meet its vaccination targets, and the World Health Organization is now appealing for more funding to a tune of $23.4 billion from the world's 20 biggest economies. KTN's Health and Science reporter Sada Hassan with those details.
With just 2 months shy from 2022, most African countries lag behind in achieving the 40% vaccination targets set by the World Health Organization (WHO) in May. This will mark the second failed target after countries failed to hit 10% vaccine coverage by September.
If the 6.8 billion vaccine doses administered globally so far had been distributed equitably, we would have reached our 40% target in every country by now.
The failed targets are as a result of inadequate supply of vaccines, and now a looming threat is knocking on our doors.
UNICEF predicts, for example, a global shortage of around 2 billion of the auto-disposable syringes needed for COVID-19 vaccine and routine immunizations.
In order to avert the likely effects of shortages of important commodities, WHO and other aid groups have called for additional funding towards the Access to COVID-19 Tools Accelerator Program Act.
We're releasing the new plan and budget for the ACT Accelerator with an ask of $23.4 billion to meet our global targets and deliver the tools that are needed to countries over the next 12 months.
Less than 5% of the African population are fully vaccinated, yet wealthy countries have started administering booster shots and vaccinating children. Recently, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration authorized COVID-19 vaccine for children aged between 5 and 11 years. With Dr. Tedros being on course to serve a second 5-year term as the head of the World Health Organization after being the only candidate nominated by 28 countries, a lot more remains on his in tray to manage the pandemic in the African region. Sada Hassan, KTN News.
Ruby City